Have you ever wondered what happens to satellites when their mission is complete? Discover the surprising process behind decommissioning and how we ensure the safety of our space environment. Welcome to a new episode of our Discovery Hub. Today, my colleague Annamaria introduces an often overlooked part of a satellite's life cycle, its end. What actually happens when a satellite's mission is finished? We'll explore how satellites are safely retired and the critical steps taken to keep our orbit sustainable.
I'm Annamaria Gerundo and I'm the Flight Operation Manager. Within the Galileo project, we take care of the satellite, basically its own lifetime. A lot of importance is given to sustainable practice for satellite decommissioning. It's an international practices and we all must comply to these guidelines. The Galileo satellites are flying at about 23,000 kilometers, so this is a medium Earth orbit constellation. And usually when satellites are at such high orbits, the decommissioning is done in such a way that they are set up in a graveyard orbit that is usually at a higher level of the operational one. The first step of the satellite decommissioning is to do a series of maneuvers to bring the satellites from the operational orbit up to the graveyard orbit. Another important thing is to make sure that the satellite risk of explosion will be reduced to the minimum because of the propellant that is still left in the tank. So after the graveyard orbit maneuvers are completed, a second set of maneuver is usually done to make sure that the tank is depleted. As a last step of the satellite decommissioning, you need to electrically passivate the satellite, and this includes a series of activities. This includes from the discharge of a battery up to electrically shutting down all the powered units when possible. Basically, you need to ensure that the satellite cannot be automatically or by ground command reactivated when the decommissioning activities are finalized. We have many teams interacting and supporting each other to make sure that this step is completed and we can safely say thank you and goodbye to the satellites. So you have the involvement of the planning team for the scheduling of all the activities, the flight dynamics team for the definition of the maneuver strategy, both the graveyarding and the tank depletion. Then you have the flight control team, that is basically the team that is on console to execute the activity. You also have the ground team for the decommissioning of the ground infrastructure. And finally, the space segment team for the telemetry analysis and the post-processing of the activities.
That brings us to the end of today's episode on satellite decommissioning. We hope you gained some insights into the fascinating and crucial steps involved in safely retiring these remarkable machines. Next time, we'll be shifting focus from satellites to the people who keep them running smoothly. So stay tuned and until then, keep reaching for the stars.